Alright, going to do a comparison video of some triggers. Eamon is not here in this lineup. As a gunsmith, I just don't like installing them. I don't care for them. So it's not here. These are the other four options though. So right here is your standard 75s trigger. It's got the deep curve to it. This is the what CZ calls the 85 trigger. CZ Custom also calls it the 85 trigger, and Cajun calls it the old style trigger. This is Armory Craft's new trigger. And this is CZ Custom's straight single action, double action. They don't call it flat, they call it straight. So, first things first is this guy. We all know this guy. This is what the standard 75 comes with, not the Omegas. There's a little flatter. I've got one of those running around that I've swapped out, but it's not here. These are all 75s. So there's it. This was what we all started switching to when it first came out. You can see it's got a lot less curve than the regular, and I've got them lined up correctly. Those flats right there tell you. So a lot less curve. Plus we started getting set screws, which could adjust our over travel, which was nice. And then the next one to come out was the CZ Custom straight trigger. Now this is my personal carry gun. I love this trigger. It's in all of my 75 variants. But the things I've heard people say they don't like about it, some people don't like the straight trigger. And then there's a slight radius. You can see it right here. It's not completely flat this way. It's got a slight curve to it like this. You can see right there. And there are no serrations to it. It is smooth the whole way. So there's that trigger, my preferred trigger. Now the new kid to the block is the Armory Craft. I've installed a few of these now, and I've been quite impressed. So it is completely flat this way, if that's your thing. It's got texture, some lines cut in it. Again, if that's your thing, which some people it is. It's got less of a curve than the 85. So it's a good middle ground between the straight and the 85. It's got just a little bit less curve to it. It's a little bit longer in the feel. So if the old original, a lot of people say this bites them, it pinches them down here between the trigger guard and the bottom of the actual trigger. Haven't heard that complaint about this as often. But if this one's still biting you, I bet you this one won't. You can see they've made it a little skinnier right here. It gets real close to that trigger guard, so you're not going to pinch yourself. And we have over travel, just like the old style or the 85, but we also have pre-travel, which is pretty nice. So you can really dial that trigger, especially if you take your disco out and make it single action only. You can get the thing dialed in real close. So I'm impressed with these. One really nice thing about these triggers is they're offering them in silver, which is what the 85 only comes in. And also what this trigger only comes in. This has been Cerakoted black because I don't want a silver trigger. But these come in silver, or this is straight from the factory. I forget which coating this is. I'd have to look it up, but you guys can look it up. But there's a comparison between the straight trigger, the new Armory Craft, the 85 or old style, and our standard hook.